Lucy Group Limited is the parent company of the privately owned Lucy Group that has successful businesses in sectors ranging from manufacturing to real estate. Sustained growth has resulted in the opening of a number of manufacturing and commercial businesses across the world, including in India and Saudi Arabia. The group comprises 4 diverse business units. Lucy Electric, a leader in secondary power distribution solutions, specialising in high-performance, medium-voltage switchgear for utility, industrial and commercial applications. Lucy Zodian, a market leader in the design and manufacture of street lighting control systems. Lucy Castings, a specialist manufacturer of iron, aluminium and copper-based casting for UK and European manufacturing and engineering businesses. Lucy Real Estate owns, lets and manages a substantial property portfolio and develops property for sale.
The Lucy Group was founded over 200 years ago. It originally started as a metalworking and iron founding business, but at the beginning of the 20th century it moved into what was then the rapidly developing electrical distribution business, using its iron castings to house those early products.
Lucy Electric have over 100 years of experience designing, building, installing and servicing secondary switching gear and power distribution solutions for clients across the world. We provide best-in-class medium and low-voltage switchgear, engineered from the ground up to perform, as well as distribution network automation products to deliver a true smart grid solution.
There are 3 main mega trends which are happening in our industry today. The first is decarbonisation. This is a very important activity and key to the sustainable development of the industry. Electricity generation is now moving much more towards renewable sources, including solar, wind, etc. As part of our efforts to support this drive, we developed a product called GridKey. GridKey is a low voltage monitoring system which is provided to the utilities and the network operators to better understand the supply and demand requirements in the network. The second is decentralization, again linked to a growing trend towards different forms of generation, solar rooftop, microgeneration, wind, etc. So electricity distribution is changing from a traditional central generation into more regional distribution patterns. Third part we're seeing is digitization. So digital processes, the need for information, the need for data is growing as part of the utilities' drive to understand how these alternative flows of energy are happening. We are involved with a couple of projects looking at how electricity distribution will be affected in the future. One of them is called Electric Nation, in which we are working with one of the utilities and 1 or 2 other providers of solutions to the impact of electric vehicles on electricity demand and supply. The second project is called OpenLV, again working with one of the utilities, and this is a project to make all the information available that's being gathered by GridKey available to all in an open source way, and then individuals, organizations can make use of that information to better use the energy and direct it where it's most needed.
Closely allied to Lucy Electric is another Lucy Group business, Lucy Zodian.
Lucy Zodian design and manufacture electrical and control equipment for street lighting. Our main customers are original equipment manufacturers, OEMs, who make the street lights, or the contractors who install them. But at the end of the day, the end user is typically a local authority or indeed a utility.
We may wonder how the humble lamppost can improve our city environment. Let's just put it into perspective. They're an existing asset, they're already there. They're already connected to electricity. They have power. They're publicly owned, and there's one every 30 meters. We can use these lampposts to provide additional services. For example, we currently use lampposts as a communication network to better control our street lights. So we only produce light when it's really needed. We also can use lampposts as an electric vehicle charging point. So we don't have to install loads more street furniture in which to place these electrical charging points. We can just use the lamppost.
Since most lampposts are in public ownership, it means that you can more easily deploy the benefits of smart cities to them. But perhaps the greatest thing that will happen to a lamppost is it will start to get covered in sensors, and those sensors will yield big data on which smart cities are ultimately founded. The smart city is really a citizen-based benefit, but it's to reduce resources and it's to make better utilisation of assets to provide enriched consumer services at the end of the day. It's through the insight of their needs and indeed what are their problems that we can develop both the physical products and indeed the services to support our customers, their needs today, but more particularly the future.
Lucy Castings are a trusted and preferred manufacturer and supplier to a wide range of global industries for 3 primary casting methods: iron casting, aluminium casting and aluminium gravity die castings. Located within 2 modern purpose-built 20,000 square foot facilities, equipped to the highest standards with the latest design and casting technology, we have the casting capability up to 750 kilograms in weight and supply quantities from initial prototypes up to batch or continuous production.
Lucy Castings is unusual in that it mainly makes components for other engineering companies. It doesn't have products of its own. So we make iron and aluminium components for other engineering businesses over a very wide range, from power generation in particular through to lighting controls and a number of other businesses that require those products.
The 4th business in the Lucy Group is the real estate.
Lucy Real Estate started off as a business that owned properties for rent, which we still do, but more recently we've started a property development business where we now build houses and flats for sale.
We were one of the original signatories to the Low Carbon Oxford Charter back in 2011. And as part of that, we were one of a handful of companies where we pledged to reduce our carbon emissions over a 5-year period. We improved the insulation in lofts, put in secondary glazing, insulated walls, and replaced inefficient electric storage heating with more efficient gas-based heating. We are providing bird, bat and bee houses within the development. We're also creating areas for wood piles so that insects can live there, and we're also building in wet garden areas. We think that's important. We are one of Oxford's largest private landlords. I think it's incumbent on us as responsible landlords to make sure that our property stock is efficient and inexpensive to run. As a developer, I think it's important that the people buying our houses know that we are as interested in energy efficiency and ecology as they may be. If you buy one of our apartments, you will find in the car park there will be electric vehicle charging points. Same with our houses. We use smart controls so that the residents of our properties can regulate their heating and hot water remotely. And you'll find that the next 2 schemes that we're doing with Lucy Developments will have ecology measures in place.
We at the Lucy Group have a very long track record of partnerships and collaborations with other businesses in a number of countries, here in the UK, in Saudi Arabia, in India and now in South America. We are seeing significant investment and developments in decarbonisation, in electric vehicles, in renewable energies, in battery storages, and many of our businesses are heavily involved in all of these areas. Likewise, while sometimes the upfront costs are relatively high, the long-term benefits and cost savings from a lot of these green technologies is actually very significant, and that should be a benefit to everyone. I think what makes us different in a competitive marketplace are a number of factors: our history, our diversity and our strategy. Our history allows us to provide our customers and our employees with a trusted heritage, but very much allied with a forward-looking approach to solutions and products across all of our businesses. Our diversity is one of our major strengths as well. We are able to collaborate across our businesses. I would say that with our strength, although we're very diversified, we're actually very focused on what we do in terms of our products and our markets. And that allows us to provide a tailored approach and a competitive advantage to our customers as well as our shareholders. Effectively, we are a niche player with a global reach.